Hello everyone. Sorry that we're starting so late. If you're watching this after today, then it doesn't really matter. But if you're trying to watch this live, I'm 10 minutes late so far, and actually 11 minutes late, so I apologize. Let's see if anyone's on here. Is anyone watching? Aha, there it is. David is watching. All right, that's appropriate. Um, Uh, oh, uh, okay. Forget it. So the reason I'm late is because I am in church, and I couldn't just walk out. I had the closing remarks and the closing prayer, and I saw that it was going a little longer. It wasn't a mass, but it was a service called Cities of Life, praying for victims of violence and those on death row and those who have been put to death. Um, so we prayed for them and prayed for the end of the death penalty and for justice. So it went a little long. For those here in the diocese, if you know, Deacon Andy and his wife Kate Gromare gave the talk tonight. Their daughter was murdered by her boyfriend, and they entered into a time of restorative justice and forgave their daughter's killer, and then they advocated for him to get life or to get a sentence in prison plus many other things instead of be put to death. So they were giving their talk and it was going on, and I knew that I was going to miss my normal start, but I just gave the closing remarks and the closing prayer and came here to join you. So, okay, great. So thank you for your patience. I'm sorry that I'm a little late, but I'm here in Tallahassee. As I said, I drove here this afternoon to be part of this service. And then I'll be here um, for the weekend for several events and talks and uh, masses, confirmations, a lot of things over the next couple of days. We have the gala for the Joseph House, which is a place, a ministry for formerly incarcerated men. And then I don't even know all the things I'm doing, but I'm giving a talk for the Catholic Prison Ministry Coalition. Um, I'll be one of the speakers sharing the same, all right, it's virtual, but anyway, Sister Helen Prejean, speaking of the end of the death penalty, she'll be on there. And Father Greg Boyle, who works with former gang members in Los Angeles for Homeboy Industries, and he'll be on it as well. So, and then there's me. I don't know why I'm there, but anyway. Okay. So I'm seeing this comment. Why the beard? Wow. Yeah, my mom's probably seeing it for the first time. She's probably, if she's watching, she is not happy, I'm sure, as most people, many people are not. I don't know. I just uh, just for something different, you know. I didn't shave over the long Thanksgiving weekend, and then it just kind of happened. And so it's very gray, kind of soft. I don't know how long it'll stay, but anyway, makes me look even older. That's why people don't like it. That's why my mom doesn't like it. But it is what it is, you know. So there it is. And it also gives people something to talk about. So talk about it. It'll be great. Anyway, just one thing I want to share with you tonight is two things, really. Two suggestions as we are going into Advent. Two ways to pray. And I just gave a talk on this today, so it's fresh in my mind. But there's two things. I mean, one, we look to the prophets, we look to John the Baptist, and we look especially to Mary during Advent to help us to celebrate this season well. And you know, to get into the season of the habit, to practice, get into the practice of waiting, anticipating, celebrating the first coming of Jesus at Christmas, and then waiting for the second coming, all the while celebrating his presence among us. And who better a model or example for that than Mary, who waited for the Lord, who celebrated his birth, of course, and his whole life, who walked with him through his life, death, and resurrection, and who helps us now to wait in glory for the coming of the Lord, his second coming. So my suggestion is this, that as we go on through Advent, one of the things you might want to do could do is to read and pray with, I'll pray Luke chapter 1, the whole chapter there, which speaks of the Annunciation and the birth of Jesus, and visitation and all of that. But especially Mary's Magnificat, her song of praise. Um, it's something we pray in the evening, at evening prayer every day. But it's such a beautiful song of praise. It's modeled on the hymn of Hannah in the Old Testament, the mother of Samuel. And just like Hannah, Mary gives thanks to God for having fulfilled his promises, for doing great things, for turning things on their end, if you will. The rich go away empty, the hungry are well fed. There is peace and justice. These are the things we hope for, we want God to do. And we know that these will be carried out in the end in God's time. So it's just kind of a neat way to pray through Advent, is to pray with Mary, her song of praise, the Magnificat, which is found in the first chapter of the Gospel of Luke. The other thing is this, and I mention it, I know, every year, but it's a great way to pray during Advent. If you have a little manger scene, Mary, Joseph, Jesus, then spend some time during this Advent, especially, just in silent contemplation of that. That is the mystery of the incarnation right there. That is God made flesh, an image of God made flesh, becoming one of us so that we could become one with God, like God in heaven. And so, I don't know about you, but I like to put the little manger scene under the tree. And so I will sit on the floor, turn off all the lights in the house except for the tree, and just kind of pray with that, silently, and just be with that. And